How do you make a list of companies to target? Now, what I want you to do is use your imagination. I'm not a fantastic drawer, so bear with me. Imagine this is a CV, okay? And we've got 4 CVs. This is candidate A, candidate B, candidate C, so candidate D. This candidate now has some experience in a company. And they have 4 companies where they've worked for, right? This candidate has 5 companies where he's worked at. And this guy has 3, and this guy has 4, right? Now let's assume that all CVs have 5 companies where they've worked, right? And let's say they are all business development managers and they all work for companies, and all these candidates are, let's say, in Manchester. And they're business development managers for medical companies. And this, by the way, could be anything. It doesn't actually matter. The industry doesn't matter. The niche doesn't matter. None of that matters. If this guy's worked for 5 companies, and this is 5, and this is 5, I'm making it 5, so it's easy maths, basically. In total, you have 20 companies. This is where the magic happens. Because what you're going to do is you're going to find out from candidate A, you can say, are you looking for a new job? And the candidate's going to be like, yeah, I'm looking for a new job as long as you can get me X and X and X, right? Whatever X and X is. Let's say he's on £35,000 a year. He will be interested in a new job if it's paying £40,000 a year. So what you're going to do is send candidate A to B, C, and D. This is called CV stripping. Now, I know it sounds naughty, but it's not. It means basically you are going to go on CVs, you're going to get the company's names down, and that is how you're going to build a list of companies to target. Because remember what I said yesterday, you don't want to go after the companies that are have been looking for 2 or 3 weeks. You want to go after them straight away. How do you do that? Now, it's a very in-depth conversation, and that's a long procedure. But to start, you want to target companies that definitely use these guys, right? So you would, and by the way, I've just shown you 4 CVs. You could have 10 of these CVs. And then obviously you're going to have 50 companies. By the way, it doesn't have to be a business development manager, because it could be something very specific. It could be, the same guy could be a quantity surveyor. So for example, quantity surveyors are in high demand, right? And in the industry, we just call them QS, right? So I actually supply some QS guys to companies in Saudi. So you could have a QS now, 4 companies, he worked for 5 companies each. You've got 4 QS guys, 5 companies each. Now you've got 20 companies. So you're going to get this QS guy, you're going to spec him into these companies. I just wanted to see if that's something that you are on the lookout for. I know it's something you do recruit sometimes. So now what you're saying is, look, what you've done something, I'm going to sit down for this because I think it's very important. What you've done there is you have mentioned a few things. You've mentioned their location, right? So if you guys are listening to me right now, I asked you at the beginning of the call, in the beginning, I said, where are you guys from? I remember someone said Luton. So now the brother that actually is from Luton, and when I'm talking about Luton, your ears are just spiked up, right? It's like, oh wow, he's talking about Luton. The exact same way, when you speak to that gatekeeper and you say, I've got a candidate, he's local to you in Manchester, the ears spike up. Like, they know it's not a random call. That person knows that you are in Manchester. That's how it works, okay? So you are referring to certain things. Now, on top of that, you say, I've got a quantity surveyor. Now, as a fact, you know they use quantity surveyors because you have gone on 4 CVs and you know they use these guys. And so when you say to them, look, I know it's something you use and I just wanted to see if this is something you're on the lookout for, that person is now thinking, he knows we're in Manchester. He knows we use QS guys. This isn't a cold conversation. This is actually a very, damn, he knows us. He knows, so their response to these calls now is going to be much better. Does that make sense?